On tap, what is Mead? Hi, I'm James Knott, and this is your Better Beer Authority. I'm joined by Woody Drake from Brothers Drake Meadery in Columbus, Ohio. Woody, what is Mead?
Simply put, mead is wine that is made from honey. With that as kind of a broad overall picture, there's different kinds of mead. There is melomel, which is a mead that's made with the addition of fruit. We have a testarossa, which has got red raspberries, also apple pie that's made with apple cider. A metheglin is a mead that is made with spices. Right now, our Pillow Talk is offered. It has it's flavored with lavender and chamomile, and it's a very nice and refreshing beverage.
Okay, and then what if you do the fruit and the spices?
That will be a combination. There is not a special word for that. And our apple pie does fit into that kind of other category. There's a lot of creativity out there.
If you're adding fruit to the fermentation process, I mean, is it just like a wine? Or is it like mixing mead and wine?
Mead is as different from wine as beer is different from wine. Just like you might have your favorite beer and your favorite wine, and they don't taste anything alike, but they're both good. Mead is the same way. Mead is made from honey. It's made from a different product, so it's fermented differently, and so it comes out and it has a different flavor. If you like honey, you'll like mead.
Okay, so honey is like the crux of mead.
It is, absolutely.
What factors affect good honey?
Well, one of the most important factors is the flowers, the source of the flowers that the bees went to gather the pollen. There's an absolutely immense variety of honeys in the world. We make one with a tupelo honey, which is a bayou tree that lives in the Gulf Coast. We make one with orange blossom honey. There are honeys that are as light as the lightest beer you've ever seen, and all the way through the whole range to as dark as a Guinness.
If you had like honey that was made from a pumpkin patch,
yes,
are you going to have pumpkin flavored mead?
It would taste like pumpkin honey. Pumpkin honey tastes like pumpkin flowers, the aroma of pumpkin flowers, which does have a very tiny amount of the flavor of pumpkin. Typically when people think of pumpkin, what they think is the nutmeg that your mom put in it, as opposed to the flavor of the actual pumpkin. But pumpkin honey is light in color. It's very sweet, actually, and it's got a very nice floral quality to it.
Okay, what kind of yeast, like in general, are you using? Wine yeast?
We use all kinds of different yeast. People may not be aware, but there are just a blinding array of yeasts available. And they've been careful. I mean, we've been making wine as human beings for a long time, and there's a lot of established strains that we know what they're going to do. And we use those because, like, say, a specific yeast may bring out, for instance, apple character, and we might choose that yeast to use for our apple pie.
How long does it take for you to make a batch of mead? From
the time you cast yeast and you start the process until the time that it is in the bottle is about 6 months.
Now, you started a meadery. The U.S. is not a huge mead market that I know of. I didn't even know what mead was when I heard about you guys. Did you feel crazy starting a meadery?
Well, I am a little bit crazy. I got a Bachelor of Fine Art, for God's sake. That ought to tell you how crazy I am. A little bit, but in the end, it's delicious, and it's an adult beverage that people haven't tried. So I see, this is just my opinion, but I see that as the fact that so few people have heard of it as really as an opportunity, because that way the typical person doesn't have any bad ideas about what mead is or could be or should be. So we can, if they come in, we can tell them everything they need to know. They can try some of the best, and that will give, that way it's not, it's not that big a deal.
Tell us about Brothers Drake Meadery.
Brothers Drake Meadery is, we are located on the north side of town right now. We're looking at moving down into the short north. We've been in business for a little more than 2 years. We have had a total of 9 honey wines. And all but 3 of them are sold out currently. We've got more in production. We focus on quality. We get the best of everything for our meads, the best honey, the best spices. For instance, for our apple pie, we use a cinnamon, an organic cinnamon that comes from the south of Vietnam, Saigon cinnamon, far and away the best in the world. We do a lot of research, and that's the center of the Brothers Drake brand is the best of everything.
Can people come in and try your mead?
Absolutely. Come to our place at 206 North Oak Street, 43235 in Columbus, Ohio. And for just a few bucks, you can try all the meads that we have.
Okay, so give us your sales pitch. Why should people try mead? Why should people switch to mead? Why is this such a great beverage?
The reason you should try mead, the best reason really is just education. As a human being, you want to know what's happening around you. And there are only 3 basic alcoholic beverages in the world. And if you're going to consider yourself educated, you should at least understand all 3 of them. Mead can be dry, it can be sweet. There is a mead for every event, for every meal. There's a right mead and a wrong mead, just like there's a right wine and a wrong wine. There's an immense variety. There's so much out there to learn. And if you want to be an educated person, I would recommend trying everything. It's part of education.
Great. Woody, thanks for stopping by.
Hey, thanks a lot. I
hope a lot of
appreciate
people come visit the Meadery.
The more the merrier.
All right. Thanks for watching. Now you know what mead is. I'm James Knott, and this is your Better Beer Authority.
Better Beer Authority. Better Beer Authority.